August 13th, 2025, Wednesday, hump day, and we are having a little bit of profit taking from this morning's very fast green session. 1.25 billion in puts, 800 million in sold calls. The market putting on supportive volume here at 64.80, attempting to have some support at this little bit of a pivot from the overnight area pivot, but so far they're not bouncing, and that's okay. On Bookmap, we have support to 23,938. 23,881. ES is now putting on 64.65. 64.65 is now putting on liquidity here. Bats eat 6,000 to 8,000 mosquitoes per night. Get bat houses. Definitely. I will 100% do that rainy days. 100% do that. Bookmap stream alert. That's right. I'm getting the YouTube link now for the Bookmap people. Just uno momento, por favor. A little bit of a bounce. A little bit of a bounce. Your Predators are on a power play. There we go. 64.81. There's a link for it. $64.82. Alrighty then. So Bookmap is spreading out the liquidity here. They took off the big stuff at 64.20. They stacked 64.65. Where would 64.65 put us? Smack dab on top of the overnight low. Smack dab on it. And guess what I would do at 64.65? Just take a guess. Take a guess. I expect a Jeopardy style answer in Jeopardy format. If we get down there. 64.82 here. Nice little bottom wick so far. What is by the dip? I love it. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. If you're on the Bookmap stream and you're not part of the server, you can ask questions in the Bookmap Options Millionaire channel. I'll be happy to answer them as best as I can. Yes, I was muted. I apologize. Apparently, I'm terrible with technology today. Green candles on a yes, 64.83. We have volume. We have a little bit of a wick. We have a little bit of green. Ever so gently. Jabroni. I am a jabroni. I am a jabroni. I am a jabroni. 64.85 is a little bit of stuff they're stacking back and forth here, but overall, I mean, that 65 overnight low would be beautiful. Be beautiful. What is Gabagoo? What is Gabagoo? Absolutely. Now we're just waiting. now we're just waiting. Bookmap has liquidity to 64.65 right here. So I like the liquidity shift here to get some movement going. Oil large bottom wick, decent volume. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. It did not get to my level again, so I'm not taking a secondary entry on this. The overnight level was just fine. Just fine. Gold still holding. Unfortunately, I don't have many more signals to place in the channel except for oil. Oil was my bread and butter, or, you know, my bread and, I guess, oil products. By the way, y'all ever know how many things soybean oil has? Soybean oil is in everything. It's terrible. Terrible. Platinum or RTY is absolutely ripping. Small cap rotation today. Taking a little profit. That's all this is, baby. ES is 64.80. I think they're going to go for the overnight low. It appears they're going to go for overnight low. I don't know. That's just a guess. Got to see. I need to see what I need to see. Right now, I don't see what I need to see. Signals channel, Wootloot. Signals channel, baby. Here we go. A little bit of red. Dropping back over. A little bit of red. 64.65. No 3 criteria, no trade. No 3 criteria, no trade. Where's my boy Dan today? Old Danny Gabagoo. He must be golfing today. Out on the old golf links. Rolling down to 64.60. Oh, man. Let's see. Tesla, Meta, Google, Amazon, Microsoft. Still put on liquidity lower. Is Nvidia still dropping? What are they doing? Apple's up strong. Microsoft is flat. Everything else is kind of flat. Nvidia is still holding lows, but yeah. I had the 3 criteria on the downside for SPY at the start of the hour. Yeah, there was a 3 criteria short entry for for the S&P. There was. That's been the only 3 criteria triggered today on the S&P is the short position at the top, which I did not take. J.S. Freeman, what you got? What you showing me? XLK? Yeah. A little bit of a bottom wick, yes. What's Nasdaq doing? Nasdaq is dojied out, still holding lows. RTY, not a lot going on here. Strengthening on lows. Yeah. XLU rolling, XLI rolling, XLC, RE, XHP. Adding more liquidity to 70. $1.6 billion in puts. 1.16 billion in puts. Apologize. I don't see a bounce yet. I don't see a 3 criteria bounce yet. So just chilling. That's why it's so boring right now. I do nothing when I don't get what I need. Val held. There we go. Val Kilmer. Iceman. All right, what we got? Nice big red candle. Look at that. Let's see if we can get. Let's see. Where's my Bookmap at? There it is. 23,925. They're putting on at 850. They're putting on at 850. Plunging red candles. Can they break the support? Looks like absorption for a pop lower. Maybe a bounce of 64.70. 64.70. Yeah, we'll probably have some defense there. It's SR flip, but I think if they're going to do this, they're going all the way down to overnight lows. I think that's what I'm going to go for here. Nasdaq's dropping off here nicely. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just slow grind. We have 1.38 billion in puts, 900 million in sold calls. So they're still in the environment of selling calls here. Not a lot of call buying, not a lot of buying on the order flow. They're just kind of trickling lower to get through this area. Right here is 931. 931. And what they're going to do is bleh, and they'll have that big red absorption, and then you'll see the sellers hit as they get through that demand, and they need to clear the demand, and so they'll wreck it. They're going to wreck it right in this area. But until I see what I need to see, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. $925. Do we have volume with the wick? No, not yet. Not yet. $954. Big old bottom wick. Back and forth. Apple divergence. Apple's tearing through 62.60. Oh, it's tearing. Nice. Beautiful. Is CL a play? No. I've already closed that in the signals. Once you have those 2 or 3 moves off that level, that's a complete absorption. What do you mean that they'll clear the demand and then wreck it? So that's the whole point of the order book, is seeing this order support lower. And when they come down and stick to it, they're going to glue into those areas. And once they do that, they conduct the absorption phase. They conduct the absorption. And then once they do that, is when the order book begins to clear, begins to move. I did short USO with a 45 DT. I had to close it though. Nice. Now that is a high volume bottom wick right there, if I've ever seen one. Does it close though? Does it close? Let me go take a look at oil, because this is garbage. Oil right now, blasted through. We just had CL inventories too, so there you go. What's the next level on oil? I need to delete that. That's already done. Next level on oil for me is going to be into the 61.90 area. So to me, I'm hands off until 61.90. Or unless they bottom wick. If they give me 3 criteria about bottom wicking today and tomorrow, of course, we'll look for a long. But in terms of location, the 61.84, 61.85 area is what I'm looking for oil. Next. Still going. This 5-minute had a slight volume rise, not enough. Yeah, we do have a 5-minute volume candle here. Very small tail, nothing crazy. And of course, the next candle is drilling lower. So right now, there is no 3 criteria bounce. This looks a very bearish session right now. So as much as I want to buy the dip, I have to have a very clear entry point for me to get me in. Otherwise, because I know what happened Monday. Right now, we have a strong trend Monday, strong trend Tuesday, strong trend Wednesday. But they're just opposing each other. We have liquidity down to 23,850 on Nasdaq. We have liquidity down into big time liquidity, 64.70 on ES. Which looks like it's going to go lower. Oh, pinned. Oh, man. Boring stuff now. Nasdaq is pinned flat, has moved. We have some basing. Hero is showing 1.5 billion in puts, 800 million in calls sold, but just rolling. Here's like the PLBI for a position. Still going down. 1.42 billion in puts, just rolling. I'm not doing a dang thing until I see what I need to see, so I don't know what else to tell y'all. Still coming down. Maintaining the thesis, baby. This is how the sausage is made. So much for the face ripper you called that earlier. It's coming. It's coming. Either today or tomorrow. It's coming. 6,500 SPX. 6,500 SPX. Just gotta be patient, baby. Yeah, oh my. What's up? What happened? I missed something? What are you seeing, JS? Hello? Hello? I'm so confused right now. Don't worry about it. Okay. I'm not worried about nothing right now, baby. I'm just waiting. Waiting my turn. Waiting my turn. Have I taken any trades today? No. I didn't take the short on the way down, and I haven't had a single signal close yet. So nothing for me. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Although my IBKR did trigger the oil trade last night, but nothing on my props. Which is pretty nice. I think the signals channel is like 95% accurate. I think I've only had one trade that you could have even made money on it. It just had to be a very quick exit and out on it. So I'm going to continue to build that. It's perfect. FOMC Besant says that the Fed's rate should be 150 to 175 basis points lower. Wow. Do you still use volume profile in your entry? Yep. I use volume profile every single morning. Every single morning, and then even more on Sunday nights when I'm planning for the week. It's fantastic. Helps me build the market structure or visualize the market structure. Man, freaking 8:30 or 9:30 happened. The market went dead flat. No movement. All your homies love the signals channel. Love it. Yeah, Terry, and so far, me calling face rippers, I could absolutely care less about the scalping day-to-day stuff. Everything for me is the macro environment. And right now, we are in an absolute melt-up phase, which will get to SPX 6500. So I'm just playing to that. And right now, I just have to wait a couple hours to get my turn. I'm just waiting my turn in line, punch my ticket, and we're going, baby. And we're going. Volume profile suggests a quick trip to 6470. Let's see. 6470. I think if they're going to attack 70, then they're just going to come on down to 61, which is the overnight low. There's not much to show me 70 other than the SR flip, which is a nice little level. We have an SR flip that occurred 5-6 times. I think, yeah, but 64, 63, 61, somewhere in that area. Do you always do your streams with the hero indicator on like this? Yep, I have. I do Bookmap and the hero indicator on. It shows me, it gives me the order book and the options flow all in one little interface there. So, so yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Percent needs to learn what happens to the USD. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be an interesting few months, that's for sure. Dead flat. Even the 1 minute's flat, 5 minute. Nasdaq is again underperforming the S&P. Still coming down. I can finally hear. Yeah. Discord blows, man. Nasdaq is about to test the lows here, at which point I think they're going to start wrapping up this lower liquidity. 23,912,888. The skew is lower on the book. We have a negative 3,000 CVD and continuing to go deeper. We have skew into 912. We have ES of 6470 on ES here. No 3 criteria bounces whatsoever. So it's just still maintaining exactly what happened Monday. We've had now 3 trend days in a row. Trend on Monday, trend on Tuesday, trend today. Heck, 4 in a row, because 5 in a row. 6, 7, 8. I mean, every day is a trend. We don't even have range days anymore. Man, I haven't even caught on to that metric. We had a range day. The last range day we had was on July 28th. That's crazy. Every day has trended since then. I missed that. Interesting. I actually stopped doing iron condors last week. That's probably a smart move. Yeah, judging by what I just saw. Haven't had a trend day since or a range day since July 28th. Nasdaq touched overnight low. Almost. Not quite, but almost. They got within a couple of points of it. ES is trying to, but it's holding. I have to mute. I'll be right back. All right. You have overnight low of 92175. Nasdaq, I've got an overnight low of 92175. Yep. Which this candle low was 92250. So we're point off, whatever. Same thing. More liquidity at 6460, which puts us right on top of overnight low for the S&P. So they're still pulling this thing lower. Still pulling this thing lower. Still coming down, 6460. Platforms, yeah, buddy. Same exact price action as Monday. Same exact. Same options flow, same order flow, same price action. Options is 1.2 billion in sold calls, 2.16 billion in purchased puts. Absolutely smoking the options chain. Absolutely smoking it. The Zero-DTE options the past 2 weeks have been nothing short of extraordinary. No way that's retail doing those zeros. No, no. It's too one-sided. Plus, I mean, Spot Gamma has a way of clearing out what they perceive as retail buying on the options. 64.70 is the main liquidity here. If we're in a slow, steady, grinding trend. Garbage. Slow. No bottom wick, no nothing. So continue to grind down. We have 64.70 and 3 points. After that, they're going to go for 60, which is the overnight rate. We have 10,400 negative CVDs, so they're still just destroying the order book. Both, you see the sellers hitting, and the option chain are just getting wrecked. Getting wrecked. Absolute mania put buying here. So I would not look to buy the dip at all on this until you have what we need to see for the buy the dip. It'll happen eventually, but we have to wait for the sign. Until then, remain short biased on today's session into the overnight low until things change. I'm personally not looking for any shorts. Sounds like hands off today. Yeah, for me at least. Yeah. Yeah. Our county gave us 2 bad houses for our barn. Oh, that's cool. Owl boxes. Would bats eat your bees? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I have to find out. This is the fourth minor trend line break of the week that's fill a decent amount of price action without the volume confirmation. There you go. Heck yeah, man. $64.72 still dropping. Main liquidity on Bookmap is 60 and then 60, or 70 then 60. Nice rowing, Brisky. Well done, buddy. Keep it up. Still coming down. Still coming down. $64.70. Main liquidity. Now they're stacking 65. Now they're stacking on down into 60. Trend lines are sketchy about the volume of the breakout. I've got to tighten my stops, which I'm 100%. Getting out early in those days of declining moves with volume. Extend my stop loss way further. Didn't bring it to profit soon after. I use them as back end. They're fun to look at. They're fun to look at, especially when they're working. There are environments, man, where those things just hit. Epic rug pull. Rug pull? Yeah. I need another 200 points to call this a rug pull. We'll retest the 64.65 support resistance. But the main exposure on the option chain is 6,500 here. Colossal. Check out the Bat House. Nice rainy days. Plus, we had a fantastically bullish pre-market, so they're just about to close the pre-market too much too fast. $64.72. Another very, very slow red trend, grindy trend. Do you see this drop to at least 50% of yesterday's range to about 846? I'm looking for, I mean, I would love this 64.63 area. This is the overnight low area plus the skew down to 60 and now 70. So who knows, though? I mean, I don't know where it's going to go. So a little red with no immediate bottom, making people lose it. Who's losing it? I don't see anybody losing it. I saw a whole bunch of people try to short the way up yesterday, though. But I don't see anyone losing it. I might think it's 62 flat. On oil, let me take a look. You're not on audio today. I am looking for my first next target for is 61.80. However, that is not a major pivotal event. The beautiful thing that was about 61.60, 62.69 that I posted was that was a main imbalance from back in June. It was beautiful. It's very, very rare that we get such a clean imbalance to play off of, and we got it. So now that they've cleared that, we've got a little bit down to 61.48, but we don't have a lot of major pivots here until way down to 56, which I don't think they're coming down that low. So right now, the main target for me will be, well, the next target's going to be about 61.90. After that, we're going to be looking for about 61.18 on oil. 61.18 is the main SR flip. So if you look at it, it should be pretty obvious. Right there. 61.36. All right, we have a little volume coming in here. Not a lot. It's a nice bottom wick. But that was an instant 40 points or so on Nasdaq. Beautiful. Man, that's a heck of a move right there. Instant 10-point bounce on ES. Covered calls into my longs, just stopped on that wick. Nice, Don. Very cool, man. How often do I stream? I stream every single day. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the open YouTube. Tuesdays and Thursdays is locked for just the Discord, but I stream every single day. Nice bounce off yesterday's highs right in this area. Yeah, this is that support resistance area. Beautiful. Right off that area. So we had many tops. Yesterday's highs throughout the overnight low, 64.70, bounce right off of it. That's the low-hanging fruit stuff, the easy stuff to plot. We have 64.70 liquidity, which we didn't technically fill, but it's still there. Even stream Saturdays and Sundays. You betcha. You betcha. I love it. I love it. Here's your 3 criteria on CL. Yeah. Sitting on the sidelines today, I passed a Bluesky sim account last night. Went on my funded account. Sitting on your hands is tough. It is sitting on. It is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. I'd look to long off 86 close. Negative. I'm looking along in this area. So, this is that support resistance here at that 80. 86 would be way too much. You're going to give back a lot of profit there. On the 15-minute, we have no high volume. yet. We do have a nice little green candle here, but unfortunately no volume spike. What do they do at the options there? Suddenly you see so many perfect trades. 100%. That's the beautiful thing about doing nothing. Man, look at that. They just rocketed the option chain. They just bought 1.3 billion in calls in 9 minutes. Holy crap-a-roni. 1.3 billion in calls in 9 minutes. Is it pre-market analysis for Tier 2 when you do the volume profile outlook? I do, yes, that is for Tier 2. Yep. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. Three criteria on oil. Let's take a look. Somebody. Yeah, so that's it. We had a very high volume spike on oil, green candle, and now it took it back over. Again, I'm not trading it, but yeah, definitely. Sloppy break to the downside off macro support to the upside. 3 minutes left. Any questions about what I intend to do here? I'm still maintaining the same thing. Right now it's a little boring because I'm not doing anything right now. But the participation will pick up here in a second when things start to go crazy. Just be ready. Just be ready. Can you go over the scalp you took over? I didn't take a scalp today. The only trigger I've had here is the 3 criteria short from the top, but I did not take it because I'm not shorting right now. And so far, we haven't had a high volume spike to get me really excited and up in my seat here. Every single volume spike that we've had has been a very weak candle at a random location. So until I have a good volume spike with a good hard bottom wick that closes, which may actually come here in a couple minutes, I'm not touching along yet. Even the lower we go, the even better it is. All right, y'all. It is now 10:30. Time for me to call it a day. If I see anything, I will post it. Y'all know my strategy. I've been very vocal about it the past 8 weeks. I'm still going to maintain that thesis until I see a selling climax, which I do not believe this is it. Selling climaxes are aggressive, and it's obvious. And when that happens, I will be the biggest bear in the world. But until then, I'm going to buy the dip. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Hit me up with any questions. I'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm out. See ya.